Episode 71 of the Third and 10 podcast is live. It's not just Thursday for you all. Today, it's also opening day. So, happy opening day to you guys out there who love the game of baseball. Um, that includes me and Brian, as our teams are set to play today. Or for me, my Oakland Athletics are going to Seattle take on the Mariners.
Not Oakland anymore.
I know. I'm
It's
so used to
just
calling them.
athletics.
I'm so used to calling them Oakland, man. They'll forever be Oakland to me. I do believe that one day that they'll, move back to Oakland and be called the Oakland A's again, just not this time. But more importantly, your Mets, they'll be heading to, correct me, you got me?
Houston. Houston.
Houston to take on the Houston Astros. I got this in the mail 2 days ago.
Beautiful.
Yes,
it's so
is.
Beautiful.
It looks nice. Well, for you, it does. Obviously, I'm not a Mets fan, but for you this year, I'm a little bit of a Mets fan for you this year. Yeah,
Maybe your NL team. I'm trying to save you.
Nah, trust me, I don't need saving, buddy. My feelings.
No, you do. You
do. But yeah, man, I'm excited for your Mets this year. We'll talk about baseball towards the end of the show. To talk about opening day, and we'll do a little bit of a game as well towards the end of the show in terms of baseball as we're bringing back. We used to do Weddle for football, and we'll be doing the baseball version of that, which is called Pickle, which I learned on Tuesday. So we'll be doing that. But we have a lot to discuss, especially about the New York Football Giants. That is one of the main topics for today. Also, we'll be doing our offensive line rankings. So we have a busy episode for this one. So we might as well get right into it. Get right into it, my friend. All right. About 2 weeks ago, I think we were questioning what the Giants were going to do at quarterback. Was it going to be Aaron Rodgers? Was it going to be Russell Wilson? Was it going to be Jameis Winston? Was it going to be Joe Flacco? Who was going to play quarterback for the New York Football Giants? Or were they going to just go straight for a rookie right off the bat and put him right into the fire? Well, we have our answer, or two of them to be exact. A week ago, the Giants signed Jameis Winston to a 2-year, $8 million contract, and we thought that was going to be it. Then the Giants, literally two 2 days ago.
Favorite thing to do now. Let's ride. Let's ride.
EWs and let's ride. And then on Tuesday, the Giants.
Don't forget. He's also there.
I forgot he's still here.
We had the meme room.
We really do. Memes. The whole quarterback room is just full of memes. And we have Mr. Unlimited signing his
Unlimited. I love his Subway commercial. It popped on my feed the other day. It's like, you're doing something dangerous. Whoa. It's like, who thought this was a good idea?
But yeah, so we signed Mr. Unlimited, or the Danger Witch guy, to a 1-year, up to $21 million contract. I gotta try that sandwich. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what? We should do a review. We should do an on the show review of the sandwich.
I'm trying to see. Tuesday? I think Tuesday. I'm not sure if we do a show at noon on Tuesday. So noon my time, 3 your time. We can both order the sandwich and have it for lunch. Like eat like a bite of it on air.
The Danger Witch.
Remind me next Tuesday.
Yes.
We'll possibly do that.
Do they still sell that?
I think they do, either that or I can we can find the ingredients.
Yes.
Danger
Witch. I love this thing.
Danger Witch ingredients.
Oh no!
What? It's not there anymore?
So Subway removes Russell Wilson's Danger Whip after awkward commercials go viral on social media.
That's a good thing if it goes like viral, though.
I know, but it looks so bad.
Let's see. Pepperoni, salami, black forest ham, provolone cheese, and bacon on Italian herb and cheese bread. Topped off with lettuce, green peppers, tomatoes, banana peppers, yellow mustard, and mayo. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we can just order like a custom sandwich.
Yeah. Oh my God, here it is. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You had to find the commercial.
I had to show this. I had to show this.
Oh my God.
Look at this.
Thank God he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. I would have, yeah.
Look at him. He looks. He looks like the guy from Breakfast Club.
For those of you watching on YouTube, it's just Russell. It's Russell Wilson holding his Danger Witch.
I played the video, but we probably get flagged for copyright. But that's incredible.
We have an interesting quarterback room. We went from having a boring quarterback room to one of the more fun, interesting ones, because all three of them are meme worthy. We know from Devito to Winston to now Wilson with his Danger Witch. It's gonna be a fun.
Oh, it's gonna be fun, all right. It might not be good, but it'll be fun.
It'll be fun, I tell you that.
It's like it reminds me of when the Knicks. I told this story before, but before the Knicks got like Julius Randle and Brunson and all that, and they were like really bad in 2019, and LaMelo was in the draft. I'm like, trade up for number one, get Lonzo, get LiAngelo, get LaMelo, and give LeVar Ball a courtside seat next to Spike Lee. If we're not going to be good, just be the circus. be the Ball Brothers circus.
At least be fun.
Yes, this will be fun.
And for us, this has the potential to be all bad, but yet just really fun season to watch. But yes, so both quarterbacks, Winston and Wilson, were signed. Wilson was 1 year, up to $21 million contract. 10.5 is guaranteed. Winston is $8 million for 2 years as well. And Devito was brought back on a I think UFA, regular standard,
a restricted free agent contract. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It's a restricted free agent deal he had, and they signed him to like that.
Yeah, so minimum contract.
He'll make nothing.
Yeah, basically. So I was looking at it yesterday. The Daniel Jones contract, right? It was like a 4-year, $160 million deal. And if you could actually combine the contracts of Wilson, Winston, and DeVito, it's 19.5 per year.
Okay.
So that is all three of them in terms of guaranteed money, way cheaper than the one guy we had in Daniel Jones, which is pretty impressive, considering the fact that Winston and Wilson are way more experienced, have better resumes compared to Jones's career in the NFL thus far. So, it's going to be an interesting rest of the offseason, to say the least, for our New York Football Giants, because we don't know what their future holds. There are so many possibilities. But I do want to start with Russell Wilson first and his press conference, because he did have a Zoom conference with the reporters yesterday.
I'll be right back. Just go. I'll be right back. You go first.
Yeah. I was very excited to see, him talk to the media and all the things. And I was watching him, and he was talking about a few things. He's, first the team, or the reporters, I should say, they talked to him like, "Oh, do you expect to be the starter for 2024?" And he's like, "Yeah, I expect to be the starter." It isn't. He's going to be in a quarterback battle with Winston, and he'll be in a quarterback battle with DeVito. Well, he's obviously going to beat DeVito, but if the Giants bring in a quarterback, he'll be battling with him. But Wilson fully expects to be the starter come the start of 2025. In terms of, what else he talked about, he mentioned how the team.
That's you. Okay, I thought that was me for a second.
My apologies.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm like, all right, we're good. And then my phone starts breaking.
My apologies, my friend.
No, you're good. You're fine.
Yeah, and he mentioned how the team was looking for someone to lead the team every day, and he's going to be, he wants to be that guy. He mentioned, and he was asked like, "Oh, if the team drafts a quarterback, how is that going to affect you?" And he's mentioned how he's going to make sure the quarterbacks, he's going to be ready to go. But Wilson is solely focused on winning and helping however he can, and to be an outstanding leader for this team. And he's excited to leave the quarterback room. The Giants locker room was a key factor into signing with New York. It wasn't just for the big market. It wasn't because for his wife. It literally was because of the locker room and the team itself. And what impressed me the most, Brian, was that this guy mentioned certain players on this team. He mentioned Neighbors, right? Which is, if you don't come in this press conference and mention Neighbors, something's wrong with it. But this guy mentioned Theo Johnson Andrew Thomas, John Runyon, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Hyatt, out of all people. Hyatt may not be on the team next year.
Yeah, no. It's a real possibility.
He brings him up. He brought him up. He talked about untapped potential with Hyatt. And then it's just Theo Johnson was another guy as well. Like, he's mentioning guys by name and talking about certain highlights. Like, there was a play he was talking about with Malik Neighbors against the Commanders, where Neighbors had a big play. But he also mentions how Theo Johnson was blocking down the field. I'm like, I did not notice.
Yeah, no, Johnson I didn't know that at all.
A key factor in the play, but thank you, Russ, for showing me or letting me know so I can go back and see. But overall, based off this conference yesterday, and I want to get your thoughts on it. I'm sure you've seen a few clips, right,
yes.
of his press conference. He impressed me the most out of, honestly, since Eli. Like, his press, I mean, obviously Daniel Jones has had quite a few, conferences with the media, obviously after every game and in the offseason, all things, but I've never seen a guy so detailed since the days of Eli, in terms of just talking about the team. I don't know. I was just so surprised to see him just talk about the team and how he is solely focused on being a leader, regardless if the team drafts a quarterback or not. I'm very impressed, to say the least.
I know. I'm super impressed. I love how he mentioned the teammates. I love what I got from Russell Wilson in that press conference is a leader. He's going to be a guy that comes in day one and be a leader for this team. He's going the extra mile where he's watching film. He's getting to know these guys. I wouldn't be surprised if he, asked, Dable or Joe Shane, or even John Mara. He went in calling him Mr. Mara. That's a huge first start. Mr. Mara, John Mara loves being called Mr. Mara. He sees it a respect thing. And Russell Wilson doing that off the bat, it's going to create a great repertoire between the two. But I wouldn't be surprised the next few days if he starts asking for guys like Neighbors' numbers if he doesn't already have it, or get Jalen Hyatt's number and reach out to these guys and maybe start a throwing program to start getting chemistry with these guys earlier than expected. So I love what I saw from Russell Wilson. Say what you want about him on the field, but in terms of just a leadership aspect, this is going to be a great signing for these guys, for this team.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if we sooner rather than later we see like you mentioned, an off-season program where we see Neighbors and Wilson, Hyatt, Robinson, all these guys just, get together and just have, start building that chemistry and get ready for the season. And for a guy like Russell Wilson with his resume and the way he acts, the leader that he is, he's going to be leading his team in that program and help make sure everything's sorted out and all the things. But the thing is, I'm happy about Russ, and I do want to bring up a stat real quick before we get to what I really want to talk about. So for Russell Wilson last year, deep passes, deep plays, or big plays in general for this Giants team is one thing I really want to see. I've been always wanting to see from this team. Yet we have struggled to make big plays down the field. When it comes to Russell Wilson, though, he will throw the ball down the field. Last season in 2024 on deep passes of 20 yards or more, he was 27-50. For 851 yards, eight touchdowns, 2 picks, had a 97.3 deep passing grade, which was first in the NFL. He only played in 11 games because of injuries.
Field starting, No, that's incredible. That's what we want to see from this Giants team, because Dable wants to air that ball out. That's been the one thing he did it with Josh Allen for so many years in Buffalo, and it worked. And he wanted Daniel Jones to do that in his second year. His first year, he had a simplified offense because they didn't believe in Jones. And then when he gave Jones a big contract, he wanted Jones to throw deeper, and then he just never materialized. Now that he has a quarterback that can actually do it, we're going to see a ton more deep plays from his offense. His offense is going to open up wildly. We're going to see, I think, the closest iteration of the Buffalo offense that Dable is running this upcoming season with Russell Wilson.
Just gotta throw the ball down the field, man. And Russ can do that. Wednesday can do that, of course.
Wednesday can do that. And then we have the weapons to go do it. We have Neighbors that we know can throw deep balls. We'll finally maybe see all we've heard about all of Hyatt's career is how he's this deep vertical threat. Now we have quarterbacks that can actually, work with that. So we might have a breakout season. Darius Slayton can go deep sometimes. Wan'Dale Robinson, yeah, is probably more of a slot guy, but he's speedy enough that he can get downfield for those deep balls.
Yeah, we have speed with all of our receivers. Slayton has always been known as a deep threat, averaging always over 10 yards per catch. Hyatt, we haven't seen much yet, but hey, he can run a straight line.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you need. Straight line and just beat that corner or beat that safety. That's all I need him to do.
Exactly. However, the main concern I wanted to talk about today was just the state of the quarterback room and its future, because we know, as much as I love Russ and I love the signing, as much as I love Winston and the signing as well.
But Winston we love for other reasons.
For other reasons, yeah. For
like
me,
Winston we think is funny. He's a funny quarterback. He's not a good quarterback. Russ can be a good quarterback. He just needs to prove it first.
Mm-hmm. But in terms of our future, I don't know. Like I love the move, and I'm so excited to see these guys play. Mm-hmm. It's just the future that I'm so worried about, because I don't know truly what we're gonna do in April. Like there's three main scenarios.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So one of them is Travis Hunter now, Abdul Carter. You take whoever is available at 3. Now, there was reports yesterday from Adam Schefter saying that the Browns are going to be getting Abdul Carter at 2.
I also saw reports that they're trading out of 2.
Mm-hmm.
They're fielding calls.
And Tennessee is taking calls as well, but
they're in love with Cam Ward.
They're staying at 1. There's no doubt about it.
They're in love with Cam Ward, which I saw is the reason the Giants signed Russ. Mm-hmm. They signed Winston to be the backup, and then when they realized that they couldn't get Cam Ward, they went and got Russ to be like the solidified starter.
Yeah, because there was just no way we were going to go get, Cam Ward and we had to trade a bunch to get number 1.
Yeah.
It was going to be tough anyways. So yeah. So one scenario, right, is if Carter goes at 2, you get Travis Hunter at 3. If the Browns get Shadeur Sanders, or someone tries to get Shadeur Sanders, you get to choose between Carter and Hunter. So if it comes down to that, would you go with Carter or would you go with Hunter?
I think I go Carter. I really do. Because I just think it would create. We already have a really good defensive line. All right, we led the league in sacks for a good majority of last season. You add Carter to that, a pass rush of Carter, Brian Burns, and Kayvon Thibodeau, along with Dexter Lawrence in the middle. That is one of the greatest defensive lines we've ever seen. And we just saw the Eagles win a Super Bowl off a great defensive line. So if that's the way the NFL is going, we got a head start with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I thought about it. I'm just like, it would be so cool to have a combination of Burns, Carter, and Tibbs on that defensive line. Mm-hmm. Even if we don't pick up Thibodeau's 5th-year option, Abdul Carter slides right in and replaces him.
Mm-hmm. And it might light a fire under Thibodeau. Like, man, this organization doesn't believe in me enough. They're going to draft someone at 3 at my same position. That might get him in the weight room working out a little bit more and get him better.
Mm-hmm. And there's just no flaws when it comes to Carter's game.
No.
But man, I'm a sucker for stories, man. I'm a sucker for story. I'm a sucker for things I haven't seen before, and that's what Travis Hunter is. He's a two-way player that can play both positions at wide receiver and cornerback. And here's the thing: I think if you draft Hunter, you're protecting yourself in the event that, okay, if Hyatt doesn't work out, he can go, get some trade value, whatever. Insert Travis Hunter. You have a receiver room of Neighbors, Hunter, Slayton, and Robinson. That's a amazing 4 guys at the receiver room. At the corner position, you put Hunter at corner as well. He doesn't have to, at both positions, by the way, he doesn't have to come in and face the immense pressure of being the number 1 guy at either position.
We probably 3, for being honest.
Yeah, at 3 for each one, because you have Neighbors at number 1 at receiver. Number 2 is Slayton. So Hunter slides in as a number 3 guy in this, or however you want to play him. And you have him at quarterback. He's still not the number 1 guy. It's Paulson Debo. You can argue Hunter's number 2, but that's pretty much Deontay Banks at this point. So Hunter slides in as the quarterback number 3. That's nothing against Hunter's talent. It's the fact that we already have positions set at those 2 that you add in Hunter. You just make the room more dangerous. And Hunter will then have the ability to play both sides without getting crazy fatigued, because I'm sure he won't be on the field all the time for defense. He won't be on the field for offense either. But when he's on the field, you can just create plays for him. You can get him the football. He will make plays in space, however you want to do it. You get him, it makes your offense and your defense both sides even better because you get Abdul Carter, great. You can get to the quarterback. But offensively, it's still Neighbors, Slayton, Robinson, and Hyatt. I would honestly take Travis Hunter over Hyatt at the receiver. I would take Travis Hunter over Rondell Robinson in that receiver room.
You know what those two guys are. You don't know what Hunter is. Hunter's an unknown.
Yeah, and we saw it at Colorado. Hunter was an outstanding weapon for Shadeur Sanders. There's a reason why he won the Heisman. So I love Carter. I do. I wouldn't even mind if we get Carter at 3 if he's there. But man, just the thought of having Travis Hunter and Malik Neighbors on the same field at the same time.
This is the best part of Russ is now we have a win-win at 3. Whichever player we get, whether it's Hunter or Carter, are going to be day one starters and make a major impact for this team.
Mm-hmm. Because Wilson will, if we don't get Travis Hunter, Wilson is still going to manage to make this receiver room even better, more than it ever has been in so long. And if we draft Travis Hunter, Wilson's like, damn, I got weapons to throw to. He's got, all four. You bring in Hunter, you have 4 to 5 starting caliber. Okay, maybe not starting caliber because Hyatt, but 4.
But Hyatt could be a starting caliber. Hyatt's only been in the league for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he's had Daniel Jones, a guy that doesn't use what Hyatt does best.
Which is, is a deep threat. So yeah, I think just the sky's the limit. I think with Wilson being a starter, especially for this receiving room, because like they could all these guys, whether it's like I said, Neighbors, Slayton, Robinson, Hyatt. If we get Travis Hunter, they all have potential to have outstanding 2025 because you have not just one but 2 guys who will get you the football if they are called upon to play quarterback, which is Russ and Winston.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's also another possibility as well. We could trade down, right? And, especially on Tuesday when we had that mock draft of yours, before the whole, signing of Russ went down, you mentioned.
But hey, if that mock draft is what the Giants do and then have Russell Wilson, I mean,
hey,
we're set.
We're
set, bud.
You're set for this year. You can still draft a quarterback, in the mid rounds if you wanted to, but at least you're trading down. You're getting draft capital for this year with more picks, and then also next year as well, adding more picks there as well. So you're setting yourself up if you decide to trade down. Not a bad idea to go.
No.
However, despite the fact that I wouldn't mind Abdul Carter, I would love Travis Hunter to be on this team. It's more than likely Shadeur Sanders is still at 3.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of fans I know that are probably like, okay, you already have 2 quarterbacks. You have Devito, which makes 3. Why the heck would you take a quarterback at number 3 overall and make him sit behind 2 starting caliber guys? As you know, right? I think we've talked about this before, very roughly, because I think we're talking about like first-year quarterbacks and Bryce Young.
Yeah.
These rookies, when they're drafted high, right, it's for a reason. You rarely see a good team pick in the top 5 or top 10 and get a quarterback for the future and have immediate success. It's always the
Chiefs?
Trash. No, well, the Chiefs got Mahomes at 12.
It was 12. I guess one it was 10.
One or the other, right?
I think they traded up to 10, but
yeah, I swear it was.
I think Deshaun Watson was 12 that year.
Thank you for. Makes sense.
Hang on, I'll pull it up. Slow it right now.
Yeah.
Google.
Thank you.
Why are we debating this? We got Google. Google's amazing. Yeah. Google answers all questions.
So Watson 12?
Yes, Mahomes was 10. Deshaun Watson was 12.
Okay. Let me rephrase it. You rarely see a top 5 in terms of draft. A quarterback drafted in the top 5 go immediately to a team that's good and succeed. We've seen this so many times with Bryce Young with the Panthers, Caleb Williams with the Bears. CJ Stroud was an exception, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Drake May with the Patriots. All these guys are forced into situations where they have to be a star. They have to turn their franchise around immediately off the bat. But why? Yes, they want to play, sure. But there's a reason why they were drafted at, so high, because the team they're being drafted to is ass. They have so many flaws. The Giants are number 3 for a reason. We were so bad last year. We've been bad for years. And I'm glad we got Russ, and I'm glad we got Winston. That's fantastic. I hope we have an outstanding year this upcoming season. But why not take the opportunity now to get a quarterback? You're at number 3. If he's there, just get him. You set yourself up with not just the present, but the future. I've said this multiple times.
Right.
Because Russ is only going to be here for 2 years, or for 1 year.
1 year.
Winston is 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Winston was brought in to be the backup. So why not stand out from everyone else that has drafted in the top 5, get a quarterback, and then you're set. Let him sit for a year. Let him really learn behind one of the best quarterbacks that ever played this. He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame, Russ. I'm sure.
I think he's borderline.
Borderline. You're gonna be learning from a.
If you asked me 10 years ago, yeah, he's no doubt Hall of Famer.
He won a Super Bowl. But you get to learn behind a borderline Hall of Fame guy. You get to learn behind Jameis Winston, who is not only going to bring fun to this locker room, but also a veteran presence that has been in this league. And Wilson's been in the league too for quite some time. You get to learn from 2 veterans, right? And there's no pressure on you. You literally get to sit on the sidelines, have your earpiece on, and learn behind these 2 guys. And maybe if the season gets lost, you put him in there and you see what he's got. Maybe, in a meaningless Week 18 game, or, obviously when the Mahomes played his rookie year, it was Week 17, but the point is...
Well, back then it was only 16 games.
Yeah. So why not get Sanders and let him learn? And honestly, that is the number 1 scenario on my list, is you go get Shadeur at 3. I don't care if Hunter is there. I don't care if Carter is there. If he is there at 3, you go get Shadeur Sanders. Hell, if Campbell was there too, I don't care. Go get him. You need to walk out of here with a quarterback, and you got to walk out of here with Shadeur, or obviously not Ward, but you got to walk out with Shadeur. I get there's quarterbacks in the mid rounds. You can get yourself a Jackson Dart. You can get yourself a Jalen Milroe, which I wouldn't mind either. Milroe would be a great substitute, but you get Sanders at 3. He is your future. He is the guy that can lead this team. Just, you need to draft him regardless of what you've done so far.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to have to go into next year and be like, oh my God, we got to draft the quarterback. And maybe Russ and Winston play good enough to where we're not in the top 10 and we don't get a chance at Arch Manning, or we don't get a chance at Drew Aller. You have the opportunity now to get a quarterback at this high in the draft. And then next year, hell, if you're good, you can focus on other positions. There's still holes on this team too that can be addressed in the next draft, and there's holes that will be exposed in this upcoming season that we get to solve next year. So
yeah, I see what you're saying, and it does make sense. However, like you said before, the Giants have a ton of holes on this roster, right? And then we are in the mindset right now that this is Joe Shane and Brian Daboll's last chance, right? The Giants go 3-14 this year, they're getting fired. If the Giants, honestly, what do you think is the only the worst record they could have if they survive next year?
Best record or worst
record? The worst record they could have if they still have a job. I think 7-10 is the worst
7-10. Yeah, I don't see
7-10. Yeah. So for that, 6-11, they're probably still getting fired. At least one of them will get fired. So for that, in that mindset, they don't care about the future. Like, sure, they made good moves that help us in the future, but they're focused on 2025. That's what their focus is how do we get it? How do we survive to 2026? They have 3rd overall pick, and they're locked to get one of these 2 extreme talents. Whether they like Shadeur or not, it makes more sense to draft someone that's going to have an impact in 2025 for them rather than a quarterback that's buried on your depth charts. Well, I get what you're saying. If it was 2 years ago, they probably would take a quarterback in that situation. But now with their jobs on the line, and they're locked to get one of these probably the best athletes in the whole draft. I think it's too good for them not to pick up. Because you get Carter in or Hunter, this roster's immediately better opening day next year.
So if you draft Travis Hunter or you draft yourself an Abdul Carter, you go into the season the way it is. What you said, 7-10 is the worst this team can do?
I really think it's 7-10 is the worst they can do.
So
6-11, you might have an argument, and if it's got to be 6-11, and you lost like 9 one-possession games. All right, these guys just had bad luck. But we saw a competitive football team on the field. If 1 or 2 plays goes differently, we could be in a playoff spot. That's the only way they could survive a 6-11 type season.
It's just I don't know if they'll ever get the opportunity to be drafting a quarterback in the top
right.
5 ever again.
But if they trade back, they get more pieces, they could trade up for that.
For next year.
Or if the Giants roster is in a better spot next year, they're like, okay, quarterback's the final piece. We're fine giving up a first-round pick in 2027 because we think we'll be better at that point.
Yeah. I want to be set for the future.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's there, I just don't think you pass up. I think you've met with him a few times already. There has been numerous occasions where we've seen Sanders' name linked to New York multiple times, whether it was, through mock drafts or through the media or even Dion at times, I'm sure, saying it as well. Not sure how true that last part was, but I digress. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to say because even though we do get Sanders, it is also no guarantee, Sanders gets to play in 2026. Like maybe Russ does play well enough, to play not just in 2025, but also in the year after. And who knows? Because Wilson's 36 years old. He's approaching that age, but maybe we see something from Russ. And that's one. There's just so much uncertainty with this team.
True. But didn't we talk about at the top of the show how the Giants signed Russell Wilson after they had no shot at Cam Ward? They signed Jameis Winston to be the bridge, and then Cam Ward was supposed to be the guy they took ahead of him.
Yeah.
If they were in love with Shadeur Sanders the way they are with Cam Ward, wouldn't it be the same plan? Just sign Jameis Winston and have Shadeur go 3? I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you that locking up Shadeur would be the future. I'm just playing devil's advocate of what are Joe Shane and Brian Daboll thinking for this roster?
I think in terms of the roster, I think they know offensively they have the pieces. Obviously, the obvious answer, the obvious thing as a quarterback was always the main issue.
Mm-hmm.
But even with the signing of Winston, right, it was okay, we're still gonna get a quarterback in the draft.
Yeah.
But there's also a reason why Russell Wilson was not brought back by Pittsburgh right away. Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's something.
Well, Pittsburgh still does have a quarterback.
Yeah, now they don't.
Has Mason Rudolph. That's their quarterback right now.
But it's
George Pickens going to throw a temper tantrum.
But it's why? If we brought Russ in for a visit, and he was there for 9 hours, and why didn't he sign a contract right away? Because
I think they still were talking about potential trade up. And when they saw they had no shot of it, that's when they went with Russ. I think Russ was always plan B for this organization. I think plan A was Rodgers, plan B was Cam Ward, and then, okay, we'll go Wilson.
So here's the thing, though. So if the Giants' plan A was to trade up to 1 to get Ward,
mm-hmm.
but they failed to do that, and then they signed a Wilson. So does that mean they see a drop off, like a major drop off between Ward and Sanders, to the point where it's like
they could? I mean, this is a guy the Giants heavily scouted. Like, if they know everything about Shadeur Sanders, they possibly could know. So if they see that kind of, they could think that kind of drop off. And with Sanders having such wild scouting reports, where some are saying he's the next, great franchise quarterback, others saying he's well overrated because of his last name, what is it? The Giants, I feel like the team has the best feel for him because they scouted him so heavily.
Just all these scenarios, man.
I know.
And maybe I'm looking to the future too much. Maybe you just gotta take it a day at a time, like you always should. However, it's fun learning or just seeing where this team wants to go. I love Russ. I do. The Russ signing made me so giddy that day on Tuesday.
It's gonna be so weird. Did you know the Giants have had both quarterbacks that won playoff games in MetLife Stadium? There's only been two quarterbacks that have won playoff games in MetLife Stadium.
Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl.
Russell Wilson, and then Eli against the Falcons.
Eli Manning.
I told my buddy that this morning, and he cackled. Like, just started laughing so hard. He's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "I am 100% serious." He goes, "All right, the Jets." He's like, "The Giants suck, and the Jets just exist."
Yeah, the Jets are just there, and they have.
Hey, I like what the Jets did this offseason. I think the Jets had I loved the Justin Fields signing for the Jets. I think that's the best quarterback move they've made in a while.
Fields he's gonna be good for them.
Fields, Aaron Glenn has built a great culture there. They have the passing director for the Lions who helped revitalize Jared Goff. Justin Fields is in a lot better state than Jared Goff was when he got there.
Better system, to say the least. Better environment as well. So
yeah, the Jets could be sneaky team this year. I'm not saying playoffs, but I think they could be a fighter.
If all goes right, I think we got some good things going on there.
New York football is on the up right now.
If all goes well, both the Giants and the Jets will make some noises to the point where fans will finally come back and be like, you know what, we can be proud of our team again.
Well, we'll start paying it. We won't start talking about the draft in October like we normally do for New York football fans.
Yeah, I think
we'll be like, you know what? Early. We got something here. We got some excitement.
We talked about the draft quite early last season, so hopefully we can, wait.
I don't want to talk about the draft till December next year.
Not at all. Exactly. Yeah. When it's like late in the year, and it's like if we really don't have a shot at the playoffs, but we fought hard enough to even at least have a shot in there, that's what matters. So
exactly.
All I know is this though. Before the Russ signing, and I think after the Russ signing as well, the Giants' win-loss total was 3.5. We're winning more than 3.5 games next year for sure.
Yeah.
I think it increased to 5.5 as of today. So that's when I'm like,
I honestly think the Giants are gonna be like 6 and 11.
With competent quarterback play now, I see 6 wins.
Yeah, I can see 6. I'm not going crazy yet. I'm not saying we're making the playoffs or anything.
Not at all. No.
I think we'll be a competitive football team. We'll lose close scoring games. I think the reasonable expectation 6 wins. I think the floor is 5 and the ceiling is like 9.
There you go. It's gonna be a gauntlet of a schedule, I tell you that, and we'll
review the that plays a big factor into it too.
Yeah, it's good. It's a crazy schedule. But yeah. The New York Football Giants, 2 quarterbacks now.
Tale of 2 quarterbacks.
Tale of 2 quarterbacks. Wilson will be the
starter.
Did
you ever read that book in high school? Tale of 2 Cities? Me neither. No idea. Can't tell you what it's about.
No, sir.
I know there's 2 cities. That's it.
And it's a story about 2 cities.
It is, yeah. If there's any book nerds in the comments, shout us out if we are completely off base on this. I think it's got something to do with communism. I have no idea.
It's like, it's not about 2 cities.
It's not about 2 cities, you idiots. Well, yeah. Well, you know what I was doing? Instead of reading, I was playing Madden in high school.
Exactly.
Okay?
You're having fun in high school, okay?
Like, I was having a time. I was winning Super Bowls.
We're having fun in high school.
I didn't want to read books.
None of this crap. But yeah.
Did I ever tell you the story? I got caught watching a Met game in class where I punched the desk.
Okay, explain yourself.
Well, you remember when Mickey Callaway, the Mets manager, gave the wrong lineup where the Mets batted out of order?
This story sounds familiar.
It's like 2018. The Mets batted out of order. Like their lineup sheet said that I think it was. Let's just use fake. I think it was Abdul Cabrera was going to bat second, and I think if I remember right, I think Conforto was batting third. But they gave the lineup to the umpire as Conforto batting second and Cabrera batting third. And I might have the names wrong, but like you know what I'm saying. And so technically the Mets batted out of order. So I had an earbud in, and I gave him my laptop, and my teacher was senile, so I ran up my sweatshirt. He couldn't see, and I just punched the test. I'm like, ah, crap.
Everyone's looking at you like.
I was like looking at me. My buddy's like, oh, you idiot.
So you good, bro? He's like, yep.
He's like, Mr. German, are you okay back there? I'm like, yes, sir. I'm sorry.
In reality, like,
sorry, I can't find an answer to this question. I got a little upset.
Nah, I did not give that it. Oh, hell no.
Just having a bad day.
That's some nerd. That's a nerd answer, right? Hey, that is a.
Stop to ask questions. This is also the teacher where, like, if you wanted to not work, just ask him about JFK or the Patriots, and you weren't going to do work that day.
He's a Patriots fan.
Big Patriots fan. Tough. You went on we're like Mr. Like I don't want I'm like Mr. So and so. What do you think about Edelman this year? He's like, oh, let me tell you about Julian Edelman. And they go off for 40 minutes. I was like, all right, class is over. Let's go, boys.
Hey, Patriots fan, tough times. We beat them twice. So
yeah, exactly. I had someone try to convince you that Eli Manning's not Tom Brady's kryptonite. Exactly.
Well, Brady hates Eli.
I'm like, yeah, Brady's Superman, but if there's going to be a kryptonite, it's Eli Manning.
It's Eli Manning. He's beat him twice in the Super Bowl.
Beat him twice in the Super Bowl.
Come on now.
They're like, well, they beat him in the regular season. I'm like, okay, so Eli beat Brady in the regular season too.
Yeah, it's like, bro.
When it mattered most, Brady lost twice.
The postseason is where it matters most, and Eli got the job done.
He's undefeated.
Took care of him. So, something we don't like though was the NFL because they're changing rules again. The whole nose wipe celebration where he's like,
"Oh no! Don't tell me they're getting rid of that."
15-yard penalty.
Soft.
What's wrong with this? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Because it looks like cocaine use. We're all adults. We all know what it is. If you're smart, you stay away from it. Yeah. You really think it's not the 1980s anymore, guys. There's no Lawrence Taylor isn't out there anymore. These players aren't doing coke. They're just joking around.
As long as you're not doing like anything like guns or anything,
yeah, that's
fine with me. But really,
even then, I think it's not like the guy. I forgot what school it was, but he was doing like the sniper when the guy hit a big three. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's no ill intention behind it.
As long as you're not like doing a finger gun and pointing it at like a corner, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Like if you want to do like a celebration like this, I don't really see the problem.
Yeah. The Jameson Williams celebration where he scored and he proceeded to sound like he was humping someone. I was like,
yeah, that was great.
That's funny. I'm like,
Elijah Moore peeing like a dog at Ole Miss. Great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
On Thanksgiving too. I think like the whole country's watching.
And we know, of course, our man Oda did that, of course, when he was playing the Eagles.
I think he was playing Philly. That was awesome.
Yeah, he scored against Philly and he did that celebration. That was good. But yeah, the NFL is saying.
Did you see the Michigan baseball player? He did something worse.
Oh,
he snorted the on the chalk outline. I laughed. I laughed for 10 minutes at that thing.
I was like, "Yup, vibes." No, not okay. No, not vibes. It was
I'm like, that's funny.
That's funny.
That's creative.
White chalk, it makes sense.
Hey,
but yeah, any violent gesture, which includes but not limited to a throat slash, simulating firing or brandishing a gun, or using the nose wipe gesture, or an act that is sexually suggestive or offensive. will result
I've been doing this since I was in first grade.
Yeah, well, now it's 15-yard penalty.
Get out of here.
Thanks, NFL.
Every elementary school kid does this. It's the cartoons do it.
Yeah, there's no, like I said, there's no ill intention behind any of this yet.
I grew up watching Looney Tunes. There's a scene in Looney Tunes where Elmer Fudd gets shot. You know what I have never done? Shot somebody.
Exactly. As long as we're not doing shit in real life, we're gonna be just fine. Yeah, the NFL wants to make this a PG league.
PG league? They're making it like a G league. Like Disney Toy Story has more violent moments than the NFL right now.
It's a soft. Oh, wow, that's a breaking news right there. Former NFL running back LaShawn Johnson has been charged in a massive dogfighting operation with the FBI seizing over 190 pit bulls. Mike
Vick is so happy right now.
Yeah, Michael Vick is proud. Oh, look, starting lineups for the Phillies. Oh, wow. Oh, I gotta wait till later, huh? Never mind.
What is it? No, we gotta do the draft rank. Let's just move on to draft rankings. We'll
do draft.
We're on a tangent.
Yeah. So, oh, by the way, onside kick.
By the way, whoever the guy you just said, pizza garbage, rotten hell.
Exactly.
All I say.
Exactly.
That's my statement on that one.
I'm a cat person, but you can't be. Come on, dude. Dog fighting.
Dogs are the best.
Yeah, and your dogs are sweet when you want them to be.
My dog's a big mush.
But
my dog's got a ferocious bark, but when you open that door, he's gonna be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
He's soft. Food?
If a robber broke into my house and gave my dog a pack of hot dogs, he tap danced to where all the nice stuff is. It's like, oh, you don't want that stuff. You gave me a hot dog? Let me show you where the good stuff is.
It's up here in this room.
Let's get that flat screen. That's the good one.
Take that Giants jersey. He loves that Giants jersey.
I don't have a Giants jersey. I burnt it.
Oh, right. Gotta get yourself a new one this year, buddy.
I did in New Jersey.
It was proposed someone proposed the onside kick rule to be moved up to two things.
Yeah.
Someone proposed the onside kick rule to be where you can kick the onside kick as long as you're trailing at any point in time. Because now it's right at this point in time, it's only in the fourth quarter, but now you can do it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I can't talk today to save my life. Holy crap. And then my brain is not working as always. And the other rule is to move the touchback to the 35. So it's not going to be at the 25-yard line anymore for a touchback. It's the 35-yard line.
Okay.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Why do you want to move the touchback? At this point, dude, the touchback line's going to be the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
And you might as well just ban the kickoff at this point. Because it's like...
Yeah. They're not banning the kickoff because of the NFL... NFLPA is the only reason why, because it gives kickers less of a incentive.
We already
that's the lineup.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
All right, let's get to the draft. We'll get to the draft pick rankings then. Okay. I can tell.
Start this now.
Where's Soto? 2? At least just tell me that. Okay, thank you. I'm so excited for baseball. Okay, offensive line rankings. And let's be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you guys listening. The offensive line.
We're not experts with the line.
No, not at all. But we tried our best to make our rankings as best we can. So we'll go through them 5 through 1. So it's a combination of centers, guards, and tackles because we're not going to go through each position. And no, we're not doing that. I'm just being honest with y'all right now. So we'll start with you, my friend. Who do you have going from 5 to 1? Go from there.
Yep. All right. So at number 5, I have Wyatt Millam from West Virginia. He's got strong hands, good thickness, good body control, is able to adjust when needed on blocks, and he makes big contact with his first hit. Weakness, average footwork, inconsistent on some blocks, becomes less steady once engaged. So he's got the tendency to kind of fall over, trip over himself. That's why I have him at 5. Number 4, Josh Simmons from Ohio State. He's smooth getting out of his stance, good effort to sustain and finish blocks, good in pass protection, and he's got good feet work and a good knowledge of how deep his pocket goes. Average upper body strength, however. His instincts are also a little average, and he's coming off a season-ending knee injury. Always concerning, especially with linemen, with how important that knee is. Number 3, I have Armand Membou. I believe that's how you say his name. The kid from Missouri. Good body control, athletic. He plays with an edge. It helps him finish block. He's got great hands, so that's all works out. Big issue for him, doesn't have the height to be an NFL tackle. I forgot exactly what his height is, but he's small. He's a small guy. Inconsistent running feet, so he doesn't get a lot of energy when he does it, and he can be lean at times. So he leans too much one way and falls. At number 2, I have Kevin Banks Jr. He's a guy that is a swing guy, can play tackle, can play guard. He gives you a lot of versatility. Good quickness and athleticism. He can track rushers with smooth size, a good pace, good feel to when to throw a punch or when to give him a nice push. He creates leverage, and he's good when it comes to man-on-man blocking. He lacks thickness in his limbs, so he's got small arms, small legs. He can't get much power because of that. Poor body control, and just kind of plays inconsistently at times. So he just needs to bring more consistency. Number 1, I'm pretty sure this is your number 1 as well. It's Will Campbell of LSU. He's faced NFL caliber talent his entire time in college. He sets his hand and knees very well. He keeps moving, good agility, strong grip, and good aggression. He does have leverage disadvantages at times, which allows him to be knocked off balance, inconsistent footwork, and at times he can be pretty predictable. So Will Campbell 1, Kevin Banks Jr. 2, Armand Membou 3, Josh Simmons 4, and Wyatt Milbum 5.
Okay. I recognize Milbum's name, right?
Yeah.
Milbum, right? Milbum's name from the states, West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
West Virginia. All right.
Got a lot of family that goes there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good to know. All right. We'll get to 1. My rankings for 1 and 2. Number 5, Josh Conley from the University of Oregon. Was an elite offensive tackle prospect coming out of high school, a multi-sport guy. Decided to go to Oregon. Out of all the colleges he could have gone to, the Ducks were an attractive place for him, and he developed every single year and just got better every single year during his time as a Duck. In 2024, he showed he was an elite pass protector, exceptional consistency and protection, natural knee bender who's consistent. He has impressive range, good body control, a quick processor, and he's fluid in space. So he's got some quickness to him as an offensive tackle out there. He is 6'5", 311 pounds. Some weaknesses though. He can overextend at times against hesitation moves. So guys like crafty pass rushers it's his weakness, I should say, to keep it simple. In terms of a run blocker, he can struggle at times consistently to create movement in the ground game. He can also have inconsistent hand movement and hand placement, I should say, as well. And even though he does have good technique, in terms of his anchor strength is a work in progress. But honestly, you watch the Washington game this past year. He just showed how good he can be as a pass protector and taking care of any edge rushers that came his way. Honestly, he has Pro Bowl potential. It will take some time though, because he needs to work on his run blocking. But this guy has Pro Bowl potential, and you put him in the right system, he's going to be one of the best tackles on on the team, basically. So he's my guy at number 5. Number 4, it's Josh Simmons from the University of Ohio State. He's a good athlete who can move in space, 6'5", 317 as well. Good pass blocker like Conley is too. Unfortunately, though, he had a devastating knee injury that cut his 2024 season short. But despite playing 6 games, he earned 3rd-team All Big Ten honors. And he has exceptional lateral mobility, elite foot speed and technique. Explosive first step, and in the screen game, he can with his speed, track down defenders and eliminate them. Positional versatility was also something that stands out as well. He can play both tackle spots and do so at a high level. And like I mentioned, a weakness is that knee injury in 2024, which raises medical concerns and durability. He can't lap sometimes in hand placement. Penalties were a big issue as well over the past 2 seasons. 25 penalties between his time as a San Diego Aztec and an Ohio State Buckeye. So he needs to clean up that technical stuff. And honestly, just playing 6 games, we didn't see him much against the top competition in the Big Ten. But he is a good athlete who can move in space. He's a tone setter. That knee injury is the only concern I have with him. But when healthy, he's a day one starter with Pro Bowl upside as well, just like Connolly, who is a better run blocker than Connolly, to say the least. And he has the footwork and the anchor ability to handle these, NFL level edge rushers. Number 3, Mr. Armand Membou from the University of Missouri. I recognize his name from Ultimate Team because I have him. I used to have him as my starting right tackle. 6'4" guy, 332 pounds. Very good pass blocker, very good run blocker as well. And it's not for a season in 2023. That's when he really made his mark in the SEC. And he just took his game even further in 2024. Was second team All-American, or second team All-SEC, I should say, while playing 12 games at right tackle. He's insane, dude. 18% body fat at 320 pounds, a 32-inch vertical jump, and he squats 600 pounds, which is impressive. Super athletic, by the way. Masterful body control. I can't talk at all. So he can mirror pass rushes with fluidity. He can process stunts and blitzes with kind of a savvy to him, I should say. A nasty finisher as well, and he has quick feet too. So he can, reach defenders and seal them on the edges. And he has just great footwork overall. Weaknesses, though, he is 6'3", so the height is kind of below tackle standards. Usually tackles are like 6'5", 6'6", whatever the case. He is short for a tackle. He can get over aggressive at times as well, trying to match speed rushers, and he can be late with his punch timing and pass protection. But he has clear NFL traits. He does have great promise as well. Longer defenders will give him issues at the next level and he does need to work on that. But there's just so much upside with him to where he can be your starter for years to come. But he better fits as a scheme that emphasizes movement. So like a zone heavy scheme. You put him in just a power scheme, he's going to struggle, I feel like, in the beginning, and who knows what's going to happen afterwards. But if you give him a year to develop, he's going to be, and everything goes right, he's going to be a top tackle. And that's what happened. Just so much potential with him, despite his height, despite his, limitations. He has greater upsides where I'm like, okay, he's someone I would take in the first round. Number 2, I actually have Will Campbell, actually.
Okay.
From LSU, 6'6", 319. Look, he was the first offensive lineman in LSU history to receive the number 7 patch, which is rewarded to the team's top playmaker from Louisiana. Showed durability, leadership, and dominant play throughout his time as a Tiger. Has elite recovery ability. So even if he's beat, he will maintain his footwork, maintain his stance, all the things, and he will get back to his job protecting the quarterback and just taking care of the pass rusher. Has outstanding grip strength as well, exceptional football IQ, masterful technician and pass protection, has a nasty finishing attitude to him, and great anchor ability. Weaknesses, though, and he was kind of upset that this was brought up, recently. He does have below average arm strength and arm length, and that could, that can create issues against longer edge rushers. He does have the tendency to overset against speed rushers off the edge. He will, there's times where he's caught playing at a high pad level at times too and working in space. At the end of the day, he's going to be a first-round pick, Will Campbell. No doubt about it. He is a guy that is ready to start from day one. And he played in the SEC where he had to deal with pass rushers from Bama and Florida and Georgia and whatever the case is, all these schools. He's a consistent anchor, right? He has and his nasty finishing ability. That's going to translate on Sundays. Despite his short arms, you cannot move him to the inside. He is a tackle. He can take care of the edge rushers. Yes, the arm length is a weakness that needs to be mentioned. But he is a top 10 tackle when his career is all said and done. He's going to be one of the best out there. You just cannot move him to guard. He has the tools to be a starter for years to come. A Pro Bowl potential guy who can be an All-Pro at the next level too. I am scared about the arm length a little bit. Just a little bit. And that's why I have him at 2. But he's going to be a good tackle nonetheless. And I could be wrong. I would love to be wrong. I just think Kelvin Banks is better, who I have at number 1. He has such a high ceiling, by the way. Banks does, from Texas, 6'5", 315. Was a cornerstone of that Texas Longhorns offensive line. He won the Lombardi Award and the Outland Trophy in 2024 as well. Multiple All-American selections during his time in Texas, all conference honors in the Big 12 and in the SEC. And then he also won he was considered for the Joe Moore Award as well. Exceptional quickness this guy has, masterful technician in combination blocks, elite spatial awareness, fluid athlete, and exceptional mental processing. So he's good, and he has some quick feet as well to him. He is 6'4" though, so he is kind of a bit on the short side for a tackle like Campbell is. So, but Banks is a little bit bigger, and does have also below average arm length like Campbell as well. And Banks can struggle with foot speed as well at times, but he does have a high ceiling and can play tackle or guard. So he has that versatility to be a day 1 guy at either spot, which is why I also have him over Campbell. His processing speed and his technical foundation will help in zone-based systems where he can show off his fluid movement skills and things like that. And yes, he's a guy I could see at tackle for years to come. But if you move him into guard, his upside will be even higher because he can use that leverage and explosive power to make him honestly one of the best interior offensive linemen when all things are said and done. But either way, whether it's tackle or guard, he can play both positions. And honestly, his floor is literally just a regular starter at offensive tackle. But man, if you move him to the inside, I do feel like he can be an All-Pro if he is moved to the inside. But either way, he's going to be an outstanding lineman either way, and that's why I have him over Will Campbell. So
makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of rambling there to say the least. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be completely honest. Studying offensive lineman was one of the more tougher things for me, to say the least. And I'm not afraid to say it. Like it's hard to to study offensive lineman film and scouting reports and all the things, but we tried our best, and that's what matters.
Exactly.
And we'll be better next year. We'll be better next year. But that'll do it for offensive lineman rankings. Next week will be edge rushers, so we'll be ready for that.
I wonder who's going to be number 1.
I wonder. Is it a Bill Carter? I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I'm kidding. No. If
anyone's
scared about Bill Carter. Well, he
played at State Penn. They don't have a great track record,
There is he is not going to be playing or practicing at the pro day. It was announced officially.
Makes sense.
But no worries, I'm still drafting him.
Yeah.
He's there. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that because obviously I want Shadeur Sanders. But you know what? If I'm the Browns, I'm getting up to a Carter no matter what. I'm just saying. It's here, man.
It's here.
Baseball season. Opening day. Let's see. Give me 2 minutes. I will run you all through all the moves from this offseason. No, not all the moves, but just the major moves that you guys need to know from this offseason. Here we go. The Dodgers, starting on November 26th, got the offseason going with by signing Blake Snell from the SF Giants. And the Giants said, okay, well, screw you. We'll we're not going to just lie around and be mad about it. We'll go sign our own players. On December 7th, they got Willie Adames to take care of that middle infield position.
It doesn't fix the pitching staff, though.
Yeah, it wasn't the pitching staff, but hey, it's like we'll take care of our infield at least, and we'll go from there.
I mean, they finally got a big signing. Like we all make fun of the Blue Jays for coming up second. The Giants would have seen it always came up second before them. They were second in Aaron Judge. They almost got Carlos Correa before all that went to, all that fell apart. Like, they were the Blue Jays before the Blue Jays.
Yeah, so finally they were first at something, and they were the winner of the Woody Dominant sweepstakes. And then the Mets, the day after, were like, man, this is so boring, bro. Let's make our own offseason signing. And they signed Juan Soto on December 8th for $765 million for 15 years. Was honestly one of the worst kept secrets in the world in terms of the Mets' interest in Mr. Soto. I mean, like everyone and their mama knew he was the Mets had interest in him, but they got the job done. The Mets
got their guy, and he's going to be batting second for the New York Mets for the next 15 years. Oh my God, I'm going to be 38 when Juan Soto's done.
Man, and shout out to Steve Cohen, of course.
Uncle Stevie.
Man, just spending the money, whatever it takes to get a superstar like Soto, a generational talent to say the least, in Mr. Soto. So he signed with them on December 8th. On December 10th, the Yankees responded to losing Soto by signing Garrett Cole to a 8-year, $218.
Nope, they signed Max Fried.
Max Fried, thank you very much. I'm so sorry about that.
Garrett Cole's already on the team.
Yeah, Max Fried to a 8-year, $218 million deal. Fried was a former Atlanta Brave. And two-time All-Star, 3.07 career ERA. So
thanks to take him out of the division. He used to kill the Mets.
Hey, we'll take it from a half Phillies fan. We'll take that. We'll deal with Spencer Strider. Schwallenbacher.
Who's got to be an ace and sign like an 8-year, $32 million contract because that's what they all do.
One of these days, right?
Yeah.
And on December 11th, the Boston Red Sox an ace in Garrett Crochet from the White Sox for some prospects to basically replace, what Chris Sale used to be for them as well. And then the Yankees continued their pitching rebuilding of sorts, and they got a star closer in Devin Williams from the Milwaukee Brewers in a trade as well.
Quick question: 13th, what was the Chicago Cubs question? Their guy what was Devin Williams' last pitch thrown as a Brewer? Do you know?
Hello?
Yeah, you got you. What was Devin Williams' last pitch as a Brewer?
You're freezing again. My apologies, buddy.
No, you're freezing. I think our connection's bad. You're frozen for me. Now you're good. You're good now.
Good? Okay.
Yes.
What was Devin Williams'
last inning? What happened in his last inning as a Brewer?
It has to do with the Mets.
It does.
Walk-off home run?
Pete Alonso's 3-run shot.
It was him.
In the wild card round. Yep, that was him. That's his lasting impression for Brewers fans.
That is
choking.
Tough. Well, he might choke for the Yankees. You never know.
You said it. I did it.
Well, if all goes well, Williams, he's a good closer from what I know about him. And,
hey, he's the guy that changed the Yankees beer policy. So
that is true. Thank God they did that, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So stupid.
Right. Oh, yeah. Very stupid. Chicago Cubs get their star hitter in Kyle Tucker, who they traded from with the Houston Astros. The Cubs saw Tucker leave. God. Wow. I am off.
I'll be frozen again. Get dead air here as Nate is frozen right now. Yeah, no, he's not coming back, is he? Nate, you there, bud? Nope. All right, I guess I'm taking over. I think I'm just gonna read the Mets lineup because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do, and I'm taking over the show. So, I heard voices. Oh, we're back.
They're back. Okay. I don't know where I cut off on.
No idea.
Me either. So, Roki Sasaki on January 17th signed with the Dodgers. So another Japanese player heading to LA, of course, out of all places. The Dodgers signed another pitcher as well on January 19th when they brought in Tanner Scott from the Marlins. Was the best reliever on the market, and of course they got him. And on February 5th, after months of trying to figure out what the heck they're going to do with him, Pete Alonso came back.
Alonso returned home.
Returns to Queens on a 2-year deal as well. And then the Blue Jays got finally a big name guy in Anthony Santander.
Not really a big name. No. Like, we know him, but like I don't think the average baseball fan knows who that is.
Not at all. The Braves finally got a guy on this January 23rd when they signed Jurickson Profar to a 3-year deal. And then finally, the offseason's final star free agent goes to Boston. As on February 12th, Alex Bregman signed with the Boston Red Sox. So that was not 2 minutes, but I tried my best, and my internet issues are giving me issues as well. So what a great start to a Thursday show. I was so excited for today's show, and it's been going to crap. But more importantly, my friend, this segment was mostly for you. We'll do our baseball game at the end after you make your point. I do want to talk about my A's real quick. Look, guys, I'm excited for y'all this year. We have a great young team. Love our pitching staff. Okay, not really. Our pitching staff from 3 to 5 is But Severino, hey, buddy, tonight, go get him, Tiger. Hey, AP Sears tomorrow, do your thing, guys. Let's start the season off.
Sears, pray for rain. That's what you got to do.
That's what we got to do, baby. Hey, we got a good honestly, a young but exciting offensive lineup, whether it's Rooker, Butler, Gelef's on the IL, but we brought our 21-year-old prospect Max Muncy. He made the roster, 20-day roster, so I'm excited for that. So now we have 2 Max Muncies in the league now. One with the Dodgers. Back. Yeah, one with the Dodgers, one with the A's.
Why is everyone naming their kids Max Muncy? There was a Max Muncy like years ago.
I wonder what's so special about Max and his last name Muncy. Who knows?
The Eminem. There must be big Eminem fans.
Big Eminem fans.
But Candy and the rapper. Go either way.
True. Soderstrom, he's a first baseman. He's going to be, you got to watch as well. Shane Langeliers, our catcher. Just a bunch of guys on this team I'm excited to watch this year. So 7:10 is 7:10 Pacific times when the A's kick off.
The MLB free game of the day. So if you're on the East Coast, you want to watch A's baseball tonight, MLB.com. You can watch it there.
But I can't.
You can't. You're in a blackout.
Yeah. Stupid blackout. And then real quick, the Phillies. My boys, you're going to make the World Series this year.
No, you're not.
Shut up. Respectfully. Starting lineup, Trey Turner is leading off for the Phillies. So Schwarber is out the number 4. So it was Turner, Harper. I had it. It was Turner, Harper. I think Castellanos is 5. So who's 3? I think Real Muto is 3 for the Phillies. Yeah, it makes sense. But yes, I have it right here. Turner, Harper, Bohm, Schwarber, Real Muto.
They put Bohm at 3rd?
Bohm at 3rd.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, interesting. I guess they're really, after almost trading this offseason, I guess they're really going to just roll with them.
Oh, I see. We're doing right, left. Okay. So Turner, Harper, Bohm, Schwarber, Real Muto, Kepler, Castellanos, Stott, and Marsh is your starting lineup for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Castellanos batting 7th?
He is batting 7th.
Wow.
He was kind of a guy. I mean, as you know, he was like kind of late. He was pretty low in the lineup.
Nothing bad happened today, so he's not gonna hit a home run.
Damn, you're right.
There's no tragedy, so.
Yeah, that's true. But the only worry I have with the Phillies is that bullpen. But if we can get that figured out, I think the Phillies will make the playoffs, make some noise, and hopefully win the World Series. So shout out to my 2 teams. Love you guys, and we'll go from there. Because I want to make that quick because, my friend, I promised you on Tuesday. I think every day for the rest of the year we'll have a Mets segment because that way we can update us on everything going on with the Mets. But your boys, man,
it's unlike years past, it's all smiles and happiness for the New York Mets right now. Indeed. We got Clay Holmes on the bump on this afternoon at 4:00 Eastern time. We're going to see, in the offseason, it was this experiment. What's Clay Holmes going to look like as a starter? We were hoping he'd be our 4 or 5 starter. Injuries and uncertainty has pushed him to opening day. But hey, he's looked great in spring so far. I know it's spring training. I don't want to overhype it. But, when you pitch almost 20 innings and only give up 2 runs in your first kind of time as a starter, it has to make you feel okay, not confident because it's only spring training, but okay, this guy he's got something here. Maybe if he can, continue to grow, he could be a decent starter. But the tail of the New York Mets is his unbelievable lineup we have. And boy, is it this lineup could be one of the best in baseball. Today's opening lineup for the Mets at shortstop, the captain, number 12, Francisco Lindor, batting second, the $765 million man, Juan Soto. At first base and batting third, the polar bear, Pete Alonso. At third base and batting fourth, Mark Vientos. At 5, playing left field, the birthday boy, Brandon Nimmo. At DH, batting 6, Starling Marte. At 7, batting 7, playing center field, Tyrone Taylor. Batting 8th, playing second base, Luis Angel Acuna. Him and Brett Beatty going to be playing platoon. I think it's going to be Acuna versus lefties, Beatty versus righties. Very excited to see what we have there. And batting 9th is Luis Torrens, going to be starting the first probably month and a half of the season because Francisco Alvarez is out with a hamlet bone. And, of course, Clay Holmes, starting pitcher, also celebrating his 32nd birthday. So, little trivia, Clay Holmes and Brandon Nimmo, born on the same day. Well, did not know that until about 2 minutes ago.
The more you know.
The more you know. They share a birthday. They weren't born anywhere close to each other because Brandon was born in Wyoming and Clay Holmes was born in Virginia. No, I'm sorry, Alabama. But hey, they share a birthday.
They share a birthday.
We got birthday on our side. How are we going to lose?
Hey, you can't lose opening day.
And the Mets are actually the best opening day team based on winning percentage. I think the Mets have like a 600 winning percentage on opening day, the best of any club in the MLB.
Look at that.
Well, so opening day is our holiday. That's our day.
All good things are coming then today. That's the case. But overall, dude, I'm so glad it's back. I do see him off today for sure. A lot of issues, whether it's internet issues or just mentally, it's tough. Not a lot of sleep, obviously, of course, for me. But baseball's freaking back, so who cares? Baseball's back. That's all we care about today. So moving
2.5 hours, I'll be sitting watching the Mets. Play real baseball. Like spring training's nice, but after the first week, you're like, all right, let's go. Let's go, boys.
Baseball that actually matters.
Baseball that matters. Juan Soto is going to be suiting up in a Mets uniform in a game that actually matters in 2.5 hours.
So I'm super happy, super excited. So good luck to your Mets this year, buddy. I know, being a Phillies fan, you're not supposed to root for the Mets and, anything like that. But you are my guy, and I'm so excited to see what your team has to offer this upcoming season.
I'm rooting for the A's. I'm not rooting for the Phillies. Like I'll extend half the gratitude back.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine with me, buddy. Perfectly fine with me. But good luck to your boys, man. I think the only question mark I have is your pitching.
It's pitching. It's 100% starting pitching.
But if you guys figure that out, we'll see y'all in October once again.
Pretty much, yeah. If they figure it out, this team can go toe-to-toe with the Dodgers.
What?
The lineup is there. The lineup is on the same level as the Dodgers lineup with Lindor, Soto, and Alonso, 1, 2, 3. If Nimmo can have a resurgence, if Vientos can repeat what he did last year, and when we get Alvarez back and he starts to, be a power hitter, that's a dangerous 1 through 6 right there. And then you have guys like Winker, the unknowns with Brett Beatty and Luis Angel Acuna at the bottom. It could be a really deep lineup.
All the things, man. There's so much this offense that you guys have is just so dangerous, man.
So fun.
It's dangerous. So, before we go, before my Wi-Fi issues really kick in, let's do our first game of the year with Pickle. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, my friend. So Pickle, for those of you listening on Spotify or the audio version of this podcast, it's a game where we guess today's mystery player. We'll be doing this for the rest of the season. To also not just have fun, but better my baseball knowledge, because I feel like I know some or most of are good enough about baseball, but I want to learn more, and this game will help me a lot. So, and Brian will, of course. So we'll each take turns guessing the player, and we'll go from there. So, my friend, you're my guy. You'll go first. Who do you think is today's mystery player?
I'll change it up. I'll go Francisco Lindor.
Francisco. So are we always going to start with the Met until
Probably.
we get – okay. All right. Is it? I did it. Whoa! What happened?
You do?
I don't know. I clicked Lindor.
Yeah. Refresh the page. There you go.
Oh my goodness! Really? See, I'm telling you.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, he's a righty.
He's a righty. He's orange when it comes to the switch hitter. So
he's not Puerto Rican. He's not He's not in the National League.
Okay. Either he's older.
He's not a shortstop, and he's not He's nowhere between 29 and 33.
He throws with his right. Okay, I'm gonna go with Rooker. Rooker throws with his right, so maybe it's Rooker.
AL West, okay. American-born AL West player.
He's 30?
He's old.
Oh, man, he's old. Holy crap. We signed that big contract. Okay, AL West. All right.
Let's go Jack Leiter.
Jack Leiter. Okay, pitcher. All right. Jack Leiter. Oh, you were close.
It's a pitcher for the Rangers.
I'm trying to think. What's the young guy?
No Rocker?
Yeah, I was gonna go with that guy.
That's the other guy, yeah.
I think it's this guy. No. Okay, so he's a left. I should have known he's a lefty. Why did I guess another righty if he's a lefty? No, wait, no, he bats with his right.
Yeah, he bats with his right. But he throws left. He bats left but throws right. What the hell?
Texas, huh? Oh, so it's your turn now, actually. I can't
Nathan Eovaldi. I'm pretty sure he's in Texas still.
Okay. Okay. Let's see, Nate. Let me test my pitching.
It's an older guy. I think I might know who it is, but I don't want to say it yet.
He's a starter?
A starter who's...
No, Dane Dunning is not on the team no more, but he's not... He could be 33, so that... Fudge. See, this is
a big
why
one you're missing. A big one you're missing.
This is why we play this game. He's a
big one you're missing. Think my team.
Think your team. You played for the Mets last year?
You played for the Mets 2 years ago.
2 years ago. DeGrom's still on the team?
Yeah. DeGrom.
Damn, Jacob DeGrom.
You know, I was going to say Jacob DeGrom is a Jack Leiter, but I'm like, no, I don't want to go 2 Mets back-to-back like that. I'll change it up a little bit.
Okay, see, I'm telling you, we're going to keep playing this game until I get... Okay, so the goal this season is to get a Met on the first try.
Yes, that's the goal. The goal is to get Juan Soto on the first try. That's the goal.
And for me to never get a player, I cannot cost us a day that we don't get the player. So it comes down to me and I get it wrong. I cannot let that happen because I cannot be known as a casual when it comes to baseball. I cannot. No, it's not going to happen. But that was fun. Great first start to the first Pickle game of the year. We have a lot more, honestly, so much more baseball content this season coming up on Tuesday. So by the time Tuesday comes around, the Mets will be in this. Where are you guys at on Tuesday?
We'll be in Miami.
Miami. So you'll be wrapping up. Is it a 4-game series this weekend?
No, so it's weird. So we're gonna play today, tomorrow, Saturday, have off day Sunday, and then play Monday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think off Thursday, home opener Friday.
Okay, gotcha. And then for the A's, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we have Seattle for these next 3 days. 4 days actually. We play today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and then we have a home opener on Monday. So excited for that. For my Oakland, I'll be talking a lot more A's this year. The Phillies will do their thing, and I know they will, but the A's will be the main focus for me this upcoming season. Just for, well, you don't believe in of course you don't believe in the Phillies.
No, I don't think we have the Phillies. I'll have to go 0-162.
Thanks, man. Brian will take care
of Philly. What do you expect?
Then Brian will take care of the NL East this year.
I'm sorry. The opening day record for the Mets since 1970 is 41-14.
Damn.
Yep. Told you.
Clay Holmes, don't let us down.
Clay Holmes, a kick change. I can't wait.
That's right. You did right about that. Interesting pitch, by the way.
It is interesting. It's a weird one. That existed.
They're just coming up with all these different pitches. But overall, thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you for bearing with my internet issues and my lack of sleep. So appreciate that.
Go to bed.
Yeah, I'm taking a nap after this one. But you know where to find us on social media. You can follow Brian at BrianPG1016. You can follow me at Nathan_124. You can follow our podcast page at 37 Pod on Instagram, Twitter /X, TikTok, and the YouTube as well. So Tuesday, we'll be back with even more baseball content and more updates on the Giants, I'm sure. And possibly another Giants mock draft. We'll see what happens. But man, baseball's back, so why not make that the main topic of our show for the next few months maybe for the next month until the draft comes around, because the draft's going to be quite fun to talk about. But for Brian, I'm Nate. Happy opening day, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Good luck to your team, whoever you're rooting for, and the A's will win the World Series in 10 years. In 10 years.
In 10 years? Okay.
I clarified.
You believing ChatGPT?
You know it.
Okay. Go Mets, baby.
See you guys Tuesday.